We're here with Brandon's dad, also the mentor, I guess. This is your truck that you brought from the UK.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about it, Curt.
Yeah, sure. I've owned this truck about 25 years now. When I bought it, it was sort of a bone stock red 56 F100, and over the years we customised it. I guess we did a lot of modifications to it. On the back here, we've got our mid 50s Dodge fenders. Then these pods here are off of a old Chrysler, and obviously 59 Cadillac tail lights.
I love that.
The rear bumper's not finished. It's got Merc overriders on it. It's a old Chevy bumper. Still needs finishing, but you know what it's like with customs. They're never finished, Ed. So
yeah.
On the back we got a 55 Chevy tailgate.
Nice.
I hand built the bed. I hand built the running boards. And up the front here, I mean, we've got the Naked Lady flipper hubcaps on there. These were aftermarket accessories off of late 50s British Fords, like the Consuls and the Zephyrs, that sort of thing.
Oh, sweet.
Around the front here, we've got that's a 1957 Ford front bumper off of a car. Same with the splash pan. 53 Chevy grill pieces, and this is actually off of an old British Austin car. It's got a front flip hood on it. I built it so it flips forward instead of up, opens up the other way like they did originally. And then inside, it's a bit of a mess inside, but yeah, we got a 59 Chevy narrowed dash in there, cut it in half and made it fit obviously. And then inside the box there's a modern sort of stereo system. I want it all hidden away, and then we've got a late 50s steering wheel on there and steering column. So yeah, just a few modifications. So yeah, as I say, own the truck 30 odd years, and yeah, it's never done. So
well, and that's the biggest thing I noticed, Curt, was just you've got some amazing fabrication on here. Like, take for instance this box here.
Yep.
You've got the what's it called, fishtail? Or
yeah,
whale tail?
Yeah. I guess it's like a fishtail. Basically, what that is, I was a pipe fitter by trade originally, and this is actually like 1.5-inch pipe, and I fabricated it out of a couple of fittings and put a back curve on it on the front here, and then obviously it curves in. I just wanted to make it look like a custom that would have been built by Barris or someone like that in the 50s, one of those sort of guys. So yeah, sort of trimmed it off here. And there's some stuff that's not 100%, but again, it's an old custom, so they never were 100%.
And like you said, you're never finished, right?
Oh yeah, you're never finished.
Yeah, because like last time I talked to you, you were planning to have it out this summer. Now I talked to you, now it's like, well, I'm not quite ready yet.
Yeah, that's right. And over the years, I mean, it's been driven in the UK. I used to take it to the car shows, but ripped the interior out, as you can see, to try and not update it, but get it finished.
Yeah.
And sometimes you've got to take stuff out again to put stuff back in. So same with the bed. I mean, it's in the back of the bed there. It's still not finished. Some of the boards are missing, that type of thing. We've got no glass in the back and the sides, but yeah, it's time. I guess between work and being at home in the garage, then sometimes it takes a bit of doing.
Well, and your son went and started up a new business, right? That might take a little bit of your time.
Well, a little bit of time and maybe a lot of money. Obviously with my son, we want to support him wherever we can, and if that means helping out, sort of tools and whatever we need, then a bit of time trying to help him as well, between doing my job and we do what we can do.
No, I find that really cool because you're probably going inside, yeah. Because if you're a musician, you'd want your kid to play in a band, right? And here he's taking your passion and taking it to the next generation.
Exactly, and he's a good tradesman, and that's what I like about it. He can manipulate the steel work. He can do the body work. He's got the tools to do it, and it's time consuming, but he gets in there and does it. Quite often he gets in at 10 o'clock at night because he's still working here in the shop till 9:30. And sometimes later. So. I get that, before we used to go to shows, we was working on the driveway till midnight, back in the UK 20, 30 years ago. So,
He's really learned to put the hours in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, most definitely.
And I have a feeling he learned it from you, right?
Well, I guess so, something must have rubbed off.
Just like, where's the old man?
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing, of course, this truck when it's all done, because this thing is beautiful. Even you look at the 59 dash, and I think what a look at the fabrication that went into that. So you're just not some minor fabrication guy. You know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's. Again, it was trial and error in the early days, and a lot of this work, I had two very good friends help me with, the body, and someone else painted it for me. One of my friends has got a custom paint shop in the UK, and he does all this sort of thing still now. He was doing this 25 years ago when we was putting the truck together. Then another good mate, Matt, who did a lot of the mechanical work, the engine side of stuff. I mean, you all used to muck in together and get things done on one another's cars, So I'd be welding on someone's hot rod, and they'd do some mechanical work maybe on, one of my vehicles. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know you got a build coming up that I'm not allowed to talk about, but I'm excited about it. So, and I'm really looking to see what you and Brandon come up with for that next build. I can't wait till that build is started.
Well, I guess I'm going to be financing the build. He's going to be doing the build for the most part, because it's his full-time job. But so it's going to be a custom. And I can't really say too much about it, but all good.
And once again, you guys you live the lifestyle. You've got a trip coming up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the second 2 weeks of April and the first few days in May, we're heading down to the Lone Star Roundup down in Texas, so Austin, Texas. And then after that, we're going to travel up to Viva Las Vegas, and I shall be catching up with a few guys from London who are coming over. That's why I like to get down there as well, catch up with a few of the old guys. So, looking forward to the trip, myself and Brandon, so just the two of us. Boys road trip, so yeah.
Oh, so you guys are driving, you're not flying?
Oh, yeah, we're driving down there, yeah. There's lots of things to stop and do on the way, and so much easier, driving down there, rather than renting a car and being worried about where you got to get the vehicle to. We can take our time, do what we want to do, and drive, and that's it. Yeah.
Oh, Oz, and I think I'm seeing a father-son hot rod trip in the future down to Viva.
Oh yeah.
If you guys haven't been to Viva Las Vegas in Las Vegas, it is an amazing rockabilly weekend. They've got bands, and how many cars do you think, Curt?
I don't know, 500 maybe. I really
depends on the year, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on the year. The parking lot there is always full,
Yeah.
And some people just come for the day, and some people are there for the weekend. So depends on the day. I mean, you used to get some of the car clubs down there years ago in the early days of Viva Las Vegas. I think it started around about 97, if I remember. But some of the California hot rod clubs used to get out there, the shifters and that sort of type of club, And that's the sort of era of cars, the 30s through to the early 60s, I guess, So.
And this isn't your first time there?
Oh no, I've been many times. Yeah.
Even when you were back in the UK,
Yeah,
you would go down
and that's what I say. You know, I shall meet up with a load of the guys from London. Guys fly from all over the world. You know, whether it's London, you know, England, Australia, you know, throughout Europe, Germany, and you know, Norway, all across the world. People come to. It's one of the biggest things in the world. I mean, Tom Ingram, the guy that runs it, he was a DJ at the clubs, you know, around London, South London especially. You know, back in the early '80s, I guess. You know, we all started off in the rockabilly clubs in the '70s when the rockabilly scene really sort of took off over there. You know, there was a rock and roll scene over there, and there was guys that they called Teddy Boys, and they was sort of, you know, older generation, probably in their 20s, you know, and up, whereas us young rockabillys was all sort of 14, 15, 16, up to about 19, you know. And the scene has really sort of grown since then across the world. You know, it was just a local thing, sort of London and the South area that the rockabilly scene started, and it's just grown immensely. You know, so.
That must have been an incredible time to grow up, because even at that time there was a huge punk scene as well.
Yeah, and I think that was a lot of it. You know, the punk scene, a lot of the guys come across from the punk scene because they see how, you know, energetic the rockabilly scene was. You know, okay, these guys were pogoing and all that sort of thing, but, you know, I think the rhythm and all that on the rockabilly side of things was much more, you know, it dragged people in, you know, the music and the beat and that sort of thing, more appealing to some people than the punk was, you know. So
that is really cool time to grow up, and imagine there was the odd scrap.
Well, yeah.
Because you're a boxer too, right?
That's right, yeah. I spent all my youth boxing, you know, for my county and for my local club. But, you know, in the UK, you had to understand that there was so many different cultures, especially in the 70s. You know, you had the skinheads come in from the 60s through into the 70s. You had the old Teddy Boys that I talked about. There was, you know, the rockabilly thing. There was the punks. There was mods. You know, there was new wave. There was so much of it, you know. And with so many different tribes, it did obviously bring a bit of trouble. You know, in the clubs, outside the clubs, around London. You know, it's you know, trying times for your parents, I guess, at the time. You know, when you lived at home. So
All right. You guys just don't. You don't just work on vehicles together and learn like that. You also box together.
Yeah, so he sort of did it when he was younger, and I sort of carried on a little bit later and still doing it now. So don't get to do it as much as I used to, but still love to get down by the gym and do a bit of sparring, hit the bag. So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, that's good. You can work on trucks and you can
Hammer
protect
it
yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon and Curt, for having us here today at Hi-Tone Kustoms. Where can the people find you?
So sort of most active on Instagram, which is Hi-Tone Kustoms, and then same on Facebook as well. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So until next time, you're on the road with CTO.